Hey, Kenya, how are you doing?
I mean, not that good.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Your face is showing me you're really hurting. What's
Hmm.
going on?
Out of nowhere, they just told me at work, you're fired. And I was wondering, what did I do wrong? It seems
Oh,
like everything's going bad.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What was the story? Do you feel comfortable sharing that with me?
Um, I don't think I did anything bad. So I really don't know. It came out of nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
like
man.
it seems like just when things were going good, um, I had just gotten the job and then I thought I was getting a hang of it good, and then it seems like they didn't think that, and they just discarded me.
Oh, I am so sorry. That's really terrible, especially if you felt like it was going in a different direction than it sounds like you felt it was. Um,
Like that's the way that everything goes in my life. It's just I get something and then it goes bad, and then I have to like mourn it, and then I try again, and then it's a never-ending cycle.
oh, then it gets really exhausting being having to be resilient all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it like trying again gets tiring. Why should I? Why should I try again?
Well, tell me if you don't mind, as you began this job, first, how long had you worked there?
Like 3 months.
Oh, so it was pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did you like about the job?
The money, I like the money. I like that I could buy things because I had money. I like that I could give some money to my parents because I had money. And the freedom that comes with it. Just if I like something, I buy it. And now I can't leave my house because everything's so expensive. I really don't have a social life anymore because I can't afford it.
Mm.
And not having where to go during the day because now I have nothing going for me.
So it sounds like you had a good sense of stability in your own life, particularly financially, and you were able to provide stability for your family as well.
Mhm.
Um, and now that stability is gone.
And now I feel like I've lost hope. But
Oh,
that's something that I feel that I'm so alone because everybody around me seems to be doing great. Just like you probably have stability in your job, and you wouldn't understand what I'm going through.
um, well, first, I want to say just trust that I will do what I can to understand. And that might take a little time that you might wonder if I do. But also, we want to make sure that we focus on you and what you're going through because you're what matters here. And I see in your face, I see that that maybe you're not only scared,
Mhm.
but maybe mad.
I'm very angry.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think it's so much anger. It's like, what am I gonna do? And for what? For what do I want to keep going through this cycle?
Well, I guess I have a couple of questions. And the first is an easy, are you taken care of right now? Like, do you have um workman's comp, or not workman's comp, severance or something like that to help you in this time of not having your regular income? So I just want to make sure that you have covered those steps.
Well, I filed just yesterday for
Unemployment?
employment, yeah. And I don't know if they're gonna give it to me or not because it just depends on them. If since I was fired, it doesn't always work in favor of the, in this case, me, because they could say that I did something bad.
Well, that's, I mean, a company pays into it, so you should be okay. But I'll check back with you on that for sure, because, the next time we meet, because I want to make sure that you're able to keep food on the table and all of that. So that's kind of an immediate thing.
Hmm.
But the other thing is, I want to ask you about, since this is something that has happened before, that were any of were any of these dream jobs for you?
They're just jobs to get me by. But because
So,
I know that I can't get my dream jobs.
oh, well, what is your dream job?
Um, Being a movie star. But my
Oh,
that I'm not gonna make any money off of it.
but that is your thing
I'd
to
love
be a.
to. That would make me happy.
So what if in this time, what would it look like if you explored that? Knowing that maybe becoming a movie star immediately may not be the reality, but learning about the field.
There's some auditions and there's also managers that I could get in contact with to see if I even like it.
Well, how does that feel for you to try that?
It gives me a sense of hope that maybe I do have it in me despite what I've heard, and maybe it's all worth trying again for.
I wonder sometimes if doors close in our faces, and because that isn't what we're meant to do in this life. I wonder if sometimes those doors or new doors open, because what if they are?
But my question is, why me? Why do I have to suffer? Why do I have to keep, going through this when I'm a good person? I haven't done anything to anybody.
You haven't done anything to anybody. And I feel like, unfortunately, bad things happen all the time that are not of our making, but just because bad things happen. And that might seem like a silly question or a silly statement, but I wonder then, um, how you understand your own self in the middle of all of this. Like, are you blaming yourself? Or
Yeah,
how,
because
how are you blaming yourself for this thing that happened to you?
I can't keep a job. That's on me. I feel useless.
What if we examine the possibility that that job that puts food on the table and feels secure, What if we thought that maybe something better was in store for you? Something that really blew your hair back and made you passionate?
Just thinking that I could be a movie star and, make those dreams come true does make me feel warm and fuzzy, you know?
Or
It's my ultimate wish.
yeah, sometimes in therapy circles, we'll ask that question, that miracle question of like, if you could wake up tomorrow and your perfect life was happening around you right now, what would that look like?
Uh, being in movies and being able to make a living off something that's not traditional,
Ah,
like acting or um, maybe even directing, I don't know. But something that is not conventional and that my parents wouldn't actually think that, like, it's because my parents say if you don't go to college for it, then it's not a good job.
mm,
And I just don't want to go to college. And so we have these fights that they make me feel like I'm not worth, you know, and maybe not, it's just that like I'm not their perfect kid because I'm not doing what they want me
mm,
to.
mm. For me, there's such a heaviness in that responsibility of being the perfect kid and not living up to their expectations. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, because how can I get to where I want to be, like movies and stuff, if to get there it means I make everybody around me sad? Yes, it means I'm happy, but at what cost?
At what cost? Especially if you find yourself in these jobs that are not life-giving to you at all. What is the cost? Especially when you do what I also like to, that analogy of you're standing on the balcony and you're looking at your life and you're looking at, making family happy and making yourself happy, and how those two things are not connecting.
Yeah.
Um, I want to make sure that I am being culturally sensitive. Um, do you belong to, would you say, a collectivist community?
Yeah. Um, we honor family. We do everything with our family's permission. And we usually do it till not even when we're old, we stop doing it. We just do it forever. We always have to listen to our parents, honor our parents. We're very united. And I guess being this way is the reason why I'm having a hard time
Yeah.
breaking their hearts.
Mhm. So right now, you're dealing with your broken heart at what just happened with your job,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of the hopelessness of that particular work. Also, you're dealing with the hopefulness you find in doing something different, but the hopelessness that can be found in breaking your parents' heart, and how those two are not crossing paths at all, and how to then navigate you living your best life, doing what you feel like this is an area I at the very least want to explore.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound? Does that feel like that paints an accurate picture?
Yeah. It's like no matter what way I think about it, it's just always gonna be sad. Always gonna be feeling a void or living happy but having a void elsewhere. Either it's in my purpose in my career, or it's not having a family and not having a support, like a supportive back, like people around me.
So do you feel like you have to choose between your purpose and your family?
Indirectly, yeah, because maybe it's not a so intentional, like I'm not choosing one, but nonetheless it exists. Like the choice exists. I guess now it's more real because now it's like it's really weighing on me to not have nothing to look forward to, like not having a plan that I can follow and stay hopeful for.
Hmm. Would it be accurate to say that you're feeling scared? Yeah, just scared,
I think I'm just lost.
lost.
Yeah.
With that feeling, it makes me wonder about what does it scare you to think about, or how does it feel to, let me ask it that way. How does it feel to at least explore what an acting or directing or some kind of career in theater and movies, what that would mean for you?
Like how I feel
Yeah,
if I were to do that.
yeah.
I want to say if I would feel happy, but I'm not willing to choose myself over my family.
Mhm.
So maybe if I just let time pass, my dream will change and maybe I'll be happy.
How have you approached this with your family, in particular your parents? I know that you had said earlier, they think this is silly, but how have you approached this?
The conversations have happened more like arguments. They're not like civilized conversations where they're willing to hear me out. It's I can hear you, but I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong, or I'm gonna I'm gonna keep sharing my judgment and my opinions over understanding where you're coming from or why you want it. And so they seem more like they're attacking me versus they're willing to listen.
Well, that can't feel good at all.
No, that's
Um,
why there's no progress.
yeah. Are there any ways you think you could make progress?
I have an aunt who seems to agree with me and help them reason. I try to always include her in our conversations because she's able to be like the referee. She's able
ah,
to neutralize how heated we get.
so your aunt is going to be a very important ally for you to have, no matter what you choose. Um, and there is always the very real possibility that just waiting, you know, could feel like I might change my mind. We can change our minds in life. That's fine. But it's important to honor where you are right now. Um, And so I wonder if your aunt could help you sculpt a conversation with your family, with your parents.
I guess now that I lost my job, there's really nothing keeping me here. So I guess this is a good time for me to maybe go and experience what like it would be like to be in the acting um you know world, and not just that, but like in this theater, um and she could be useful. She could help me present the idea that I am leaving for this trip, because the nearest one that I have here is like 2 hours away. So I need to make the trip for it, and I know that she could maybe get them to reason and give me permission. Not so much permission, it's just I need their approval.
Almost like a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, Kenya, this is a lot you're dealing with on your young shoulders. Um, but I just want to share with you that there's more to your story to come. And so there is hopefulness to come. And I see it when you talk about acting.
Mhm.
But I also see that there's possibility in eventually guiding your parents with the help of your aunt. Overall, I think it would be good to just navigate the feelings that you're feeling with having lost this job. And, if you're angry, you're angry. I mean, you have no reason not to be. This came out of the blue. But also see what opportunities this adverse time holds for you in your life. Um, and hopefully through the strategies that you made, which are awesome, by the way, to have your aunt help you with your parents and help them to see. And it may take them some time to come around. It may not. But you are being really courageous and just exploring what would bring your life joy and meaning and purpose, and including your parents in that journey. So I'm wondering if next time we can talk about those strategies that you came up with. I just think are brilliant, of talking with your aunt and exploring what the theater might, be a stepping stone for you, and exploring. Does that sound like something that would be a good stepping off point for our next time?
And gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing where that goes. I do want to say that I'm sorry that you're going through this difficulty, but in the middle of all of that, I see a bright future, and you have such possibility.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing with me. And we'll look forward to our next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.